You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 267. Yeah, we up there.
We up there, man. I'm simply Ralph Al Cool this week, man.
Let's talk about it. Facebook. No, listeners, new listeners. Follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast.
Yes.
X is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. Please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. If you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph across your social media platforms.
On X, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Listen, man, I'm already in vacation.
Hey,
My guy. Round of applause. How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Old, washed.
Hey,
done,
same.
done.
Hey, round of applause for that.
Yeah.
Round of applause for being washed. Yes.
I like to think that I could wake up one day just won't have like aches and pains. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird because like I was telling somebody this the other day. I'm like, man, my knees are shot. Like they're done. They're cooked. I'm just waiting on the meniscus to tear at this point. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen.
Of course not. Of course not.
But it's like, hey man, now I can see if I had like a sport or like military to blame this on.
I hear you.
No,
I hear you.
this is just old 37-year-old bones that just decide to be decrepit.
You know what that's from?
What?
Walking it out.
Oh,
Walking it out. Into high school, all of college, walking out, the snap movement, all the crunk, all that. That's what it's from. That's what it's from. That's
bro.
what it. Hey, listen,
trash, bro.
it ain't our fault that we were the last generation or era that actually danced when we went out. That's not our fault.
Well, we'll see when the Gen Zers become our age, and then they have to deal with the aches and pains of life. We'll see if they have these problems.
They'll have them problems because they don't do nothing but sit down.
Damn. Well, never mind. Sedentary does bring about these issues too. Like you sit down too long.
That's what I'm saying. Bed sores, all that shit is a thing.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's a thing. It's crazy.
That's crazy. But other than that, man,
yeah.
Same.
Same. Listen, I think the days of waking up without pain, it's over.
It's over.
It's over with. It's been over for me since I was like 30.
Let me ask you this: do you take like a pill before you lay down, like an aspirin?
Oh no, I ain't got 30.
Oh shit!
Look, see, I'm the type of person, even if I have like a cold or something, like I don't like to take medicine. I definitely don't like to take pills. So
okay.
I just deal with it. Now, if it gets too unbearable, then of course I'll do what I need to do.
I definitely pop me a pill.
For the most part.
Tylenol PM, boy.
Easy. Out of there. That's crazy. But no, man, I'm good. Taking some time off from work. So ready to relax and get my mind off of the responsibilities of adulthood, basically. And that's pretty much where I'm at with it right now. So little spring break action, I guess. And outside just gearing up for the summer. I feel like it's gonna be a busy summer. So I'm here, man. I'm here. I know.
So what we doing, man? Off the dome?
Off the dome.
I got one for you, bro. Big hypothetical. It's not even related to music or movies.
Okay.
It's related to sports, right?
Okay.
I hope I didn't, rework this question because we've been doing this for 7 years. So it happens.
Hey, 8 coming up.
Right.
Soon.
But if Johnny had an excess amount of money, like you were a billionaire, true billionaire, like you got it like that.
Okay.
And you could buy, a sports franchise. Would you prefer? These are the two options. Would you prefer a historical franchise, like somebody that has like championship pedigree, or not necessary? And then the other option is, would you prefer a team that's like, it's always been a trash team. It's always been a crazy franchise, but you bought it.
That's an interesting question because
not an expansion team though. Expansion team that's different. You know what I'm saying? But
just a team that's
like a team that's probably been around as long as the other team with all the championships, but
just ain't won.
Yeah, historical losers.
That's an interesting question. Had you asked me this 8 years ago, I'd have been like, easy, just give me the championship team. Like this. But as I've gotten older, I like a challenge, right? Like if I were to purchase a team today, and I guess I'm going with my answer.
Yeah,
I think I would purchase the team that's trash, seemingly trash, right? Because I'm the type of person, if I get into something, even if I get into a new role at work, I'm here already looking for efficiencies. How can I make it better? Like what's good? What's the issue so we can correct it so we can get better, right? And I think if I'm a billionaire, I ain't got nothing else to do. So look, let me spend this money. I'm finna buy this team probably for the cheap.
Yeah,
probably for the cheap. Whoever I need to put GM, coach, what players we need to look at. Like I'm going to be involved in all of that as the owner because I want to make sure my franchise gets to a better position that they're in when I purchased it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy the trash team.
Yeah. What prompted this question was the recent purchase of the Boston Celtics for $6.1 billion.
I seen that.
I didn't know they were up for sale, but then again, I don't roll in those circles.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if you got enough money, anything for sale.
Right? Clearly, right?
Man.
But I think about the teams that have those, like those markets, like the Boston, like you just talking about NBA right now, right?
Yeah.
If you were to buy Boston, LA, New York is not necessarily like the biggest championship pedigree team, but they do have a lot of value.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So maybe I'm missing one other, but if you think about those three, do you really want to be the person that buys them and you have to be the face of when they do bad? Because these fans are entitled.
Right.
Like, these fans in these markets are entitled.
It's true.
Like we need a good product. But the thing is, I know it comes with a lot of pressure, but I want that. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I would actually, like, I'm just speaking, like, if I wanted to buy the Lakers and I had the opportunity to, I would, right? Because I feel like I would stop at nothing to put the best people in positions,
right?
To make sure, like, I'm gonna get the right basketball guys, head of operations, the right GM, the right coach,
absolutely,
and then trusting them to do the right things with the team. Now, if I got to step in because I'm writing the checks.
Hey, look.
You can't be fitting this bottom line because, hey, the Lake Show is the Lake Show. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a Lakers fan, but I'm just saying, like, the brand sells itself. So I don't have to do much. So, yeah.
Yeah, and listen, I'm clearly nowhere near a billionaire, but I imagine a billionaire feels success from improving the brand of something, improving the profit line or the bottom line, like like wanting to improve it. So if I purchase something, let's just say for $500 million, by the time I'm done and I want to sell it, the valuation is going to be in the billions, right? So that's what I would be chasing as a billionaire if I were to buy one of these franchises. So
got you.
I got you. That's what's up. No question. All right. So for my off the dome, go back in time with me.
Okay.
10 years.
All right.
The year is 2015. This is 5 years before COVID. I'm going to give you a list of movies that came out that year.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me which two you think aged the best.
Age of Ultron.
Out of the 6. Yes, that is one of them.
Age of Ultron.
That's one of them.
Right,
so,
right,
Age of Ultron.
Right.
Focus.
Okay.
Ant-Man. Creed. Straight Outta Compton. And Dope.
Now that is actually a tougher list.
Which two do you think aged the best?
That is actually
a
pretty stacked question. Dope is very underrated.
Right.
Dope is very underrated. It's a coming of age tale, but it's very like in the 2015 space. However, I think it's stuck there too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A movie can be made for its time and it's just there.
Understood.
Straight Outta Compton is such a cheat code because it's a historical biopic that we all love. It aged beautifully because these niggas know how to act. Like that movie is real. That movie is top tier. It's like real. if we were having a separate conversation about musical biopics, we can, it's in there.
Yeah.
It's in there. What's the other ones? Like you said,
I said so Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Focus.
Mhm.
That's Will Smith. Margot
Robbie.
There you go.
Okay.
Ant-Man and Creed.
Okay. Well, I never seen Focus, so
Okay.
excuse me on that one.
Throw that out.
Ant-Man is decent,
Mhm.
but nah. like for any sake of the conversation, I wouldn't pull that out. Creed was a very, very, very refreshing film. Even though you kind of see like, it's a rehashing of the Rocky franchise, but it's just a nice spinoff.
Yeah.
And then you have Sylvester Stallone involved in it, so it's a lot there. And honestly, it's probably the best one of the three. Like I think it's 1, 3, and 2. If I had to rank them,
I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Okay. The first Creed was phenomenal. I was it
was a pleasant surprise
because of how refreshing it was.
Mhm.
That's how I feel like that's how it became great to me.
Yeah,
because it was refreshing. So I got you.
But just off the array of what you gave me, I'm not going against Ultron because Ultron, like they found a way to make it work and make it better throughout all the writing that they've done in the MCU through the shows and the movies.
Mhm.
So Ultron is definitely my pick, and then straight out on the Compton.
Sure. Okay, I'm not mad at it. Like you said, first of all, I didn't even realize all these movies came out in the same year.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Because 10 years ago, I can't even I really can't tell you what I was doing 10 years ago, 2015. Like I'd really have to sit back and think about what was going on during that time, which is crazy. But I'm not gonna lie. As much as I don't want to say Age of Ultron, like as time, listen, because throughout the course of this show, this podcast, period, from when we started in 2017 to now, you've opened my eyes to how underrated Age of Ultron is. From you first speaking about it to me actually going back and watching it and like, oh wait, Ralph was right type shit. Like it's true.
Because Ultron was talking to them shit. You talking to them nice.
Bars, man, bars. So I kind of have to go Age of Ultron too. I have to.
Now, what's your second pick?
Now, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
So I agree with your take on the movie Dope about it being, even though it was a coming of age story like in the 90s and things like that, it really is 2015-ish, right? Yeah. So I get that. Creed, as refreshing as it was, there's another movie on this list that I feel like aged great. Ant-Man is Ant-Man. Great origin story. Slightly above mid-tier in the MCU. So we'll leave that there. And Straight Outta Compton. Listen, one of the greatest biopics we've seen in our generation, at least, right? So, but I know you said you've never seen Focus.
Yeah.
But Focus is a dope movie. It's like it's a movie about scamming, basically.
Okay.
But it turns somewhat into a love story, but the way in which Will Smith's character uses a team of people to scam people out of millions of dollars. And like he looped Margot Robbie's character into it without her knowing that she's actually helping scam like one of the richest people in the world in this movie. Like, phenomenal. Like, scammers gonna always scam, but this movie is different. And if you ever get the free time, I do encourage you to watch it because it is a really good movie. I don't
doubt it. It's just one of those films, just kind of like
understood.
But no, I would argue down if I had seen the film, I would argue with you, but I can't. Like,
listen, hey, scammers scam, and this movie is it's different, bro. It's different. So I'm going Age of Ultron. I'm going Focus.
Okay. All right, people, that was off the dome, man. If you was a billionaire, if you could buy a sports franchise with a lot of championships, or would you buy the trash franchise? Which one would you do?
Yep. And then which 2015 movie aged the best? Let us know.
OS gang, what's happening, family and kinfolk?
We are here.
We got a few topics here on the OS News docket this week. Action-packed week. Let's start here because we started the last week with a big kind of rumor, right?
Yeah.
So this week we're gonna start with not even a rumor, but it's being talked, it's being reported. Like, this is being reported.
Yep.
Reported. So you can go to ESPN.com for this.
And see this one, yeah.
Right. So the 2028 Olympic Committee has announced that they are looking at having Kendrick Lamar be involved with whatever. They didn't specify, but they're definitely looking at Kendrick Lamar because the 2028 Olympics will be held in none other than Los Angeles, California. Johnny, what do you think about Kendrick Lamar having some involvement in the Olympics?
Listen, man, I don't want to go there, but I'm gonna go there. We seen Kendrick at the Super Bowl. We talked about the rumors of Drake performing at the World Cup that will be in the United States next year, 2026.
Yes.
We going bigger, fuck. It don't matter. We going bigger, baby. We going bigger. Yeah, we can do the World Cup, which is the soccer event that pits all the countries of the world together. That's cool. But we ain't talk about one sport. We talk about all sports. We talk about all sports in the Olympics, damn it. All of them. All of them. And guess who gonna be there to perform at something? It ain't no halftime. It either got to be the opening or closing ceremony. It might be both. Shit, fuck it. Why not?
And if you're the torchbearer, oh my god!
Look, come on, let's talk about it. Listen, man. On the 1 year anniversary of Like That, we are still talking about Kendrick Lamar and Drake. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. Listen, I think whatever Kendrick Lamar's involvement would be with the Olympics, because nothing concrete has come out.
Yeah,
I think it will be fire, and I think it makes sense because again, it's in LA.
So why are they announcing it now?
You know exactly why. You know exactly why.
We had to step on Aubrey's.
Yes, because
it's not even been announced. That's the thing. It's still a rumor.
Listen,
now
the news is out there.
Now this is the thing, right? I know people will say that you can go to all your little makeshift websites and they report on ratings and things like that. We only care about certain things in the Olympics too. So let's
of course.
We care about basketball and if any American is swimming or running track.
That's
now the
true.
Fencing and hopefully they get rid of the
water polo and shit.
The break dancing.
Listen, they already said they scrapping break dancing, but flag football is going to be an Olympic sport in 2028.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but all in all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am elated because there's no hate in my bones for either one of these artists that are getting hopefully hip hop exposed on the world's largest platforms.
Absolutely.
Right? Like we can go tit for tat on who has the more numbers, who watches the World Cup, who watches the Olympics. I would like to think that us as the culture watches the Olympics a lot more than the World Cup, even though the World Cup is a huge global event.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at the numbers for 2022 in Qatar, those numbers are like astronomical.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of factors into that, right?
Yeah.
Qatar was underdeveloped for a very long time.
True.
And they built this big, beautiful stadium over there, bro. It is state of the art. It's like one of the damn near 10 wonders of the world at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they did that. So I would like to think that all eyes were on that. Plus, just the competition of football. You know what I'm saying? The competition of soccer. Well, the way that things are going, I'm just talking about America, right?
Yeah, right.
Trump will he'll be out by 28, but he ain't gonna be out by 26.
Okay, he's not gonna be out in 28 because the new president don't start till 29.
Oh yeah, you're right. So we got to deal with him for one more summer.
We do
one more last summer. Huh?
We do.
But hey, as unpopular as America is right now on the global stage, and then we have the world's biggest sporting event being hosted here.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, does that affect ratings? And that's a very fair question. This is not a thing about Drake. I'm just wondering. Because I be damned. FIFA like I be damned. You mess with my money.
I'm gonna be honest. Mm-hmm. Even though I do think that that's a great point, the fact that the World Cup is being held in America and Trump has literally put America on the world's like hit list for real.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know this to be true, but to me at least it seems like soccer on the global stage is bigger than that. Like I think the world's love for soccer would push through whatever negative feelings they have toward the United States, just because it's something that it's a sport that brings the world together, basically, especially during World Cup time. So that at least that's my opinion, but I guess only time will tell.
Hey, listen, man, we only in day 60 of Trump's presidency. So there's a long time between now and 2026. I'm not wanting anything to escalate on an international scale.
Right.
But when you start pissing off Canada, hey.
Our neighbors to the north, right? Like
you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I ain't saying anything about Canadians, but they are our sovereign neighbors.
Right.
They're very sovereign.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's neither here nor there. But shout out to Kendrick. If this is true, like I mean, obviously, because this came from the head of the Olympic Committee. We didn't ask for this. This didn't come from PG Lane. This didn't come from Kendrick's, This didn't come from Kendrick's Twitter or anything like that. This was the head of the Olympic Committee saying, "Hey, we got to have this man involved."
Exactly. And even though the Olympics are not for another 3 years, please believe the planning into everything is going on right now. I'm talking opening ceremonies, locations of where actual sporting events will be held. All of that is being planned right now. So I would expect an official announcement about like where opening ceremonies would take place and all that within another like year and a half.
LA got a lot of cheat codes. You got the Coliseum.
Facts.
You have SoFi Stadium.
Man, what?
You have Intuit Dome, the new joint.
The new Clippers joint?
Yeah.
The
$2 billion. Man, what?
The crypto arena.
You think I ain't built this $2 billion basketball arena?
And I ain't finna get none of
this?
What? Nah.
And then not to mention everything else. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be real, bro. Man, they got cheat codes out there, bro. But now, shout out to LA for this, man. I hope that everything goes to according to plan. But just to have another rapper being featured on the world's biggest platform after the Super Bowl, then you roll into the World Cup with Drake, possibly, and then now 2028 with Kendrick. Chef's kiss, man. But we'll be here to talk about it,
man. What?
We'll be here to talk about it for sure. Now, let's try this out, man. Let's just get straight to the mess. What's the messiest of the two, right? Because that was kind of messy. Do we discuss Kanye and his Twitter rants, or do we discuss Breakfast Club drama?
Let's go Kanye.
Okay. The artist formerly known as Kanye Omari West, just known as Ye, has been on a series of Twitter rants for the past, let's just say, week.
Okay.
I think it goes further than a week, but there have been a lot of egregious things tweeted towards a lot of people, most notably Jay-Z and Beyonce, with mentioning of their children and their mental health status, using the R word that we're not allowed to say anymore. Johnny,
yeah.
Have you seen any of Kanye's tweets, and did you see the most I guess inflammatory tweets?
I did. I feel every time we come on Oversaturated and we discuss Kanye, I feel like the rants, the tweets, what he says, what he does has increasingly gotten worse. And I mean, this is something that's been happening, let's just say, for 2 years ish.
Oh yeah. It goes deeper.
It goes deeper, but like the last 2 years, like things have seemingly gotten exponentially worse.
Yeah.
Exponentially worse. To the point where we're here now.
Yeah.
He's going after or talked about so many different celebrities. He mentioned Tyler, which was random. But of course now Kim Kardashian, Diddy, I'm drawing a blank. The Carters, Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? Mm-hmm. And their children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, I really feel like he shouldn't be talking about anybody, but definitely I feel like you really need to leave people's children out of this, especially somebody that you've been a frequent collaborator, friend at one point, friend. Like, you should leave their kids out of this. So I can't truly understand what is going on in his brain and why he would go on this rant and attack the children. I do not understand.
Yeah. He has been on many, of course, saying that, Jay is his brother and Beyonce is his sister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I understand family go through shit. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But if it's going to stay between us, let it stay between us. You always take the beef public where we could kind of figure this shit out behind closed doors. Yeah, we ain't got to talk for a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Let the dust settle.
Exactly.
And then we can have maybe a real conversation.
Exactly.
But for you to take it to the internet, you already lost me. Like I'm talking about if this was just me, you lost me once it went public.
Right.
Yeah, there's a line of disrespect you can never go back from.
Not at all.
And then now you mentioned the kids. And for you to say those things about my children, it's, it could listen, regular people crash out over the kids.
Man, what?
So what happens when $1 billion comes into play? You know what I'm saying? How does that work? But I mean, I'll just say this. Kanye went too far when the internet starts defending Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Right.
When the internet got to defend, you know what? Yeah, all right, now that was too far.
That was too crazy.
That was too far.
That was too crazy. I was trying to find the actual tweets, but I can't at the moment.
Yeah, it was a lot though. It was very distasteful reading it. It was like the crash out was kind of funny, but it's just like, hey, bro, what
are you doing? Do you think this is the final straw with the public? Because I feel like every time Kanye does something, he loses less and less support, right? Rightfully so. But do you think this is like the final straw with everyone? I think so. Yeah. I think this is the one. Yeah. Because you have literally went on anti-Semitic rants. You had literally said Elon Musk is your bro, which is crazy, especially right now. I ain't gonna hold you. The first time I heard about Elon Musk is because of Kanye West talking about him. Really? Yeah. Oh, I don't pay. Why would I pay? It's like certain billionaires are dweebs, so I don't have to pay attention to him. Like it's fact. You know what I'm saying? But I only heard of Elon Musk because of Kanye West talking about him in rants and how inventive, how smart he is. Like that's how I he came into my radar. But it's just, I don't know if he has a friend anymore. And this is coming from somebody that lost their mama. Hey, there are moments in times where I kind of lose touch with reality. But I ain't never went crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then again, I don't have the money and the freedoms of a Kanye West. So trust me, I get where the pain comes from. Yeah. But my boy, Miss Donda passed how long ago? And I'm not saying you ever get over those things. Right. Right. But I would expect a manic breakdown toward that time. You know what I'm saying? Like in those first couple of years. Mm-hmm. We talking like his mama died, what, 18 years ago? Yeah, it's been a minute. Oh, over 10 years for sure, right? I just know that the pain is real. And you can possibly lose touch with reality. But a lot of things that he did in real time, we saw it. Yeah. So we're not going to sit here and excuse this behavior. Because now it's too far gone now. Right. Right. And to your point about him not having friends, even in the recent time where his mom passed, I would imagine that somebody around him would have steered him in the direction of getting some type of help, right? Whether like whatever that means for him, somebody that is obviously rich could find the means, like go see a monk or go see a therapist, like go do something or go somewhere where I imagine the pain and the grief would never actually leave, but I imagine at some point it could get manageable. Mm-hmm. So I'll say that at least, but you have to want to seek and do the work in order to get to that place. And maybe, and from all these different rants that we've seen over the last few years, maybe it doesn't seem like he's gotten to that place where he has done the work to, what's so crazy? He got married after his mama died, and he had 4 beautiful children that we know of. Yep. There's a way to love through your pain, through those around you. Okay. And that's something that I had to learn. Got you. Yes, there are a lot of people in my life that are missing in the physical, but that doesn't mean that people haven't been around that I can still latch on and still feel the love for those that have long gone. Okay. I see. You got kids, bro. Like, you had a wife, the wife that you wanted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't just a wife. Talk about it. You wanted her, and you made us accept the fact that you wanted her. And got to the point where, like you said, y'all had the 4 beautiful children, the oldest of which I feel like is old enough to truly see and understand the types of things that he's going and saying online now. Like, for me, I don't see how individual could have children, knowing that they're old enough to see social media. Like we've seen North on Casanet stream. Like we've seen her online. She does things online. Kim helps her do things online. So we know that his oldest child is online. Like we know this. So the fact that Kanye goes out here and says these things again about people that at one point they called each other family. I would imagine that North knows Jay-Z and Beyonce's children. I would imagine, I don't know that to be fact. I'm just saying I would imagine if at some point they were family, why would you go and talk about said family in such a way at all, but definitely publicly. It's crazy.
You can say whatever you want behind closed doors. I mean, I ain't saying it's right or wrong,
but
the minute it got typed and
got out there,
that's the problem.
Yes.
So, but no, there's a lot of hypocrites out here. We all hypocrites to an extent, but let's not sit here and act like y'all didn't talk about Blue. You know what I'm saying? When she first came out. You know what I'm saying? No, we was here. Everybody was seeing it.
It's true.
Y'all talk bad about Blue.
They did.
So now when the twins come around, they catching the same treatment because of what? Y'all hate their parents.
Damn.
And then when you was trying to get to a point where you don't endorse this type of behavior, you just try to push it to the side. Let's it's so much going on in the world. Let's ignore Kanye West.
Yeah.
But then you have 50 Cent, who's a big fucking kid. I'm kind of over 50 Cent at this point. 50, bro. When do you ever you know what? And I think that's a personality trait of people that I don't care for. Somebody that can never take nothing serious.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. But so I think I missed it. What 50 do?
Well, Kanye and 50 have been going back and forth in a good, in a way of 50's all low, he's in, he said 50 Cent, he's all right, and it's 50's endorsing the things that he's saying, or retweeting it, or putting fuel on the fire because he has a disdain for Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I see.
You see, because when he had to smoke for Diddy, Diddy oh, I'm doing this documentary, and I'm 50 do weird shit, and I'm sorry, that's weird, bro.
All right, see.
People really love his shade room goofy, the antics that he does.
I share your sentiment in people that don't take anything serious. That is an issue for me. That is a very big issue, and it really does seem like 50 doesn't take anything serious.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. We saw rest in peace, Irv Gotti. We saw what happened. Irv Gotti's passing. I feel like every chance he gets, he still trolls Vivica Fox. It's so much that 50 continues to do. But again, that goes to, I guess, maybe being rich and bored. What else are you doing? I don't understand that either. Now the fact that it sounds like is that he's endorsing everything that Kanye is saying because Kanye has publicly shown that he fucks with 50 Cent, I guess.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And now we're getting into dweeb behavior. That's what we're getting into now. And I don't know how. Well, I guess let me ask you, do you think there's a way that Kanye could stop doing all of the antics? Is there a way? If we just ignore him, would that stop?
There's too many bots that give him power, though. Even though it may be real people out here, there are bots literally designed to just engage.
No, that's true. That's real. And the funny thing is, a lot of people can't tell the difference between a real person and a bot on social media. And that's crazy.
I'm hip because it's all this engagement form and stuff, and it's these OVO owl accounts. I was hey, why are we still talking about the family matters, bro? Why are we still talking about this?
Because that's the one saving grace that they have from the whole exchange, from the whole rap beef. That's the one thing. That's the one thing they got.
I don't know, bro. It's just so much, and I don't even want to keep going down this rabbit hole because it's just and this was coming from somebody that was slick endorsing Kanye just 2-3 pods ago. I'm talking about I want to listen to Bully when it come out.
I remember.
But now, and I think Bully is out. I think it's on YouTube.
Really? See, I ain't know that.
I'm good.
I didn't even know. I ain't know.
I'm good.
And it could be fire, but Listen,
at this point, I doubt it. And then who he go get the feature? Who go put themselves out there for like to feature on this now? Like the way that like the industry showed out for Donda. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Especially with his, he said people that betrayed him. He started with Virgil. Virgil been dead 4 years, bro.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Virgil. But it's like Virgil. He said his own kids betrayed him. He said the black community and the Jews. I'm sorry. Now, I gotta laugh. It was funny because he said Virgil, and then he said Common. Common. He was like anybody that was on the good music. Common, Big Sean, Pusha was on there. Pusha was like his last real friend.
That's true.
Pusha was the last one to jump off the ship.
Common ain't did nothing but love on Jennifer Hudson. We seen him on the show. We seen the flowers and all that.
But he said, and then he said Kim, and then like let's just say 7 other names, and then he said Kardashians. I was like, hey, yo, brother.
Does that include Lamar Odom?
No, he ain't had Lamar. Oh, dang.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That was
but hey,
can I just go in the cave and just heal? Like, do something. I don't, because this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. It's enough. Enough is enough. Just go.
Yeah. Speaking of healing, Jess Hilarious versus the Breakfast Club. How did we get here? There are a lot of hurt feelings here.
For sure.
But we're here to discuss. So Jess Hilarious went live recently on IG to express her frustrations with her employer and her co-workers at the Breakfast Club. You weren't going to play that, would you? Okay, good. Great. No, you don't have to.
Okay,
cool,
no,
I'm straight.
I'm straight on here and there. I got you.
So, Johnny, did you get into Jess with the mess?
I didn't see all of her live. Mm-hmm. My whole thing with this situation is so first of all, I kind of understand from her point of view, but I also understand from the corporation's point of view, right? Mm-hmm. From Jess's point of view, and then you correct me if I'm wrong in some of these details, right? Mm-hmm. Jess was with a child. She went on maternity leave, as supposed to doing all that. Cool, awesome. We hear Lauren LaRosa. I hope I pronounced that right.
That's correct.
She steps in for Jess in her absence.
Yeah,
cool. I didn't know too much about Lauren up until recently, like once all this stuff like came out between her and Jess. Mm-hmm. But she's been like a somewhat of a media personality, producer, things like that for a while.
Yeah.
So I think her stepping into that position in Jess's absence made a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. And from the clips that I've seen, I think she does an amazing job. She does a great job. Mm-hmm. Now with Jess with her return from her maternity leave, I think that's where the friction started, because at least from what I've seen, from Jess's point of view, she was supposed to have her spot back where Lauren would go back to being producer or whatever behind the scenes.
Yeah,
which didn't happen. Like Lauren continued to be on air with Jess and Charlamagne and DJ Envy.
Yeah.
Now this is where things get a little murky for me. I guess at what point did Jess start to get upset that Lauren, why did she get upset? Because it seems like the four of them together work well together from my perspective.
Yeah, I think it was just built up frustration. I don't think there was any visible moments until we had to come back and discuss it, because I guess you can just say I'm a Breakfast Club viewer, right? Mm-hmm. But I only watch like the clips on YouTube, right? I don't sit and watch I guess a full show.
Gotcha.
Or whatever, or I might tap in for an interview depending on who it is. But it doesn't give me the Breakfast Club where I feel like I gotta watch everything.
Gotcha.
But sometimes I do enjoy news segments because that's a place where I'm at now. But I didn't see any visible frustration. I think the comments told the story. You know what I'm saying? And the comments were always pro Lauren and negative on Jess.
Okay.
People love Lauren. I think she's a breath of fresh air. It's refreshing to see someone up there with a talent. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
And that's no particular shots right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it was good to see that she knows how to speak about the news and read her articles and give informed opinions and interact with looking at like, you know, Charlamagne and Envy like uncles at, because of the age, age gap, which made a great dynamic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just certain stuff that unks don't get. And she on the ground floor with it. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So I enjoyed that dynamic. And then when Jess came back, she would slide a joke in and here and there. So I was like, okay, it's cool. But Jess just never, honestly, I was never really the biggest fan of Jess getting hired. I love it because she's, you know, she got it from the mud, proverbially being a social media personality and going to one of the biggest platforms on radio. That's a Hall of Fame radio situation. She's on that.
Right.
I personally love the other candidates that they were doing with the revolving seat thing. Jess, I don't know how that happened, but shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? There's no hate there, but there were better candidates there.
Yeah.
And then Jess going on maternity leave. That's not her fault that life happens.
Oh, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, life happens, but that's a sad reality for women. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's pause right there, right?
Yeah.
Now, again, having a baby, shout out to women, right? Like it's great. Healthy baby, shout out to Jess. Cool. But I feel like this is similar to let's just take your GOAT, right? Tom Brady.
Okay.
When Tom Brady got his chance in the NFL, it was because he was a backup at one point. And whoever was the starter at the time, I don't know.
Bledsoe.
But
I know.
Drew Bledsoe. See, I know. Drew Bledsoe got injured. Tom Brady stepped in.
Yeah.
Tom Brady showed his ass.
Yeah.
Showed his ass, right?
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Super Bowls, all that. Cool. Yeah. We got it. I feel like now this is unfortunate because Jess wasn't injured. She was on maternity leave for having a baby. Cool. Yeah. But you can always tell when a replacement is quote unquote better than the original. And as unfortunate as that can be, especially because again, Jess was on maternity leave and not, you know, she wasn't out for like no foolishness, right?
Yeah.
It's but the difference in talent, the difference in what's needed for a particular type of show.
Yeah.
It showed. Yeah. And I even figure right now it continues to show, even though all four of them are there. I feel like it continues to show, you know, today. Yeah. Now, where do we go from here, I guess is the question. Because even with them like really airing everything out on air, I understand ratings and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like that was in bad taste.
It was.
I feel like that was really in bad taste, and those types of conversations need to be held behind the scenes. Whatever needs to happen to iron out or rearrange, restructure contracts, whatever that is, whatever it looks like, doesn't need to begin on air or on live.
You know what's so crazy? If I was Lauren, I'd leave.
I'm not mad at that because even though Lauren was dope in what she was doing before, she's added way more to her brand in her short stint on the Breakfast Club.
Her value is through the
roof.
What? Now I'm not sure what does that look like, right? I'm not telling her to just jump ship. You know, figure this thing out. But if the Breakfast Club is doing this thing here,
I like that.
I did my numbers here. Cool. Whenever my little contract or whatever's up, we ain't got to talk about no renegotiation. I figure, hopefully, and she is a very talented radio personality, and I hope that she gets. I think that she will, because even with this situation, she still kind of handle it with some level of grace.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And honestly, with mentors like Charlamagne and DJ Envy, they have a lot of other things that they have going on outside of the Breakfast Club too. Especially Charlamagne, his whole Black Effect network and all that going on. So I'm almost certain that there has to be something cooking up for her over there.
I think so. And like I said, I hated to watch, it play out in real time like this, but I do get where Jess is coming from.
Yeah.
And I get where Lauren is coming from. Jess, she had a baby. She's more than likely dealing with postpartum, because there were times where even though she came back from maternity leave, she still had to be gone.
Yeah.
So who knows what she was dealing with? You know what I'm saying? Yep. And I mean, Jess is still a working comedian, so she does work.
Oh yeah, traveling all that, tours and all that.
So you gotta get in where you can.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lauren is always there and always available. So when she would do Jess with the mess segments, she's doing Jess with the mess segments, but Jess is not there.
Right.
Or if she did it, she would kind of read in place of what Jess should be doing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like now Jess is losing even talking time. So why am I even here?
Okay, and maybe this could be the last point, but Jess with the mess, the segment, right?
Yeah.
That is Jess Hilarious's intellectual property. That's something that she created, something that she's been doing on Instagram way before like her touring, Wilding Out, all of that. That's something that she created on her own.
Yeah.
I personally don't think it was a good idea for her to bring that to the Breakfast Club. Now, not saying that she can't do the same type of thing, but the property itself, Jess with the Mess, should have been retitled, renamed something completely different, because I feel like now it's too commingled into the Breakfast Club where it wouldn't be as easy to like separate now. And that's something that Jess created on her own, something that's her, that she owns. So even with Lauren filling in and doing Jess with the Mess, it just didn't. I don't know. If it didn't hit how it should, or so. With whatever happens, I mean, I hope everybody keep their job if they want to, right?
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't cause any more strain, because is Lauren still doing that?
Well, she's not doing Jess with the Mess. She actually has her own segment.
Got it.
Now they gave her own segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look.
Hey,
look, when the competition is better, baby. I'm sorry, Liz. I don't make the rules, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jess has a certain value in entertainment that I think she does amazing, but it doesn't translate as well. I'm not saying it doesn't translate well, but it doesn't translate as well to a nationally syndicated radio show that plays every day.
Yeah.
That they turn into various other media outlets.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I'm saying. Look, again, shout out to all parties involved. I hope everybody ends happy where they want to be. But here we are.
Man, let's try this out too. Dreamville Fest, the last one, they finally put out the lineup.
Crazy.
So, Johnny, have you had a chance to review both days? Because we have a Friday and a Saturday, right?
I think it's a Saturday, Sunday, but look, hey,
Either.
It's 2 days regardless.
It's 2
right?
days.
2
right?
days regardless.
So would this be enough to get Johnny out the house? If proverbially speaking.
Let's go down the lineup. So Saturday, April 5th, we have the headliner is Lil Wayne with the Hot Boys and Big Timers. We have 21 Savage, Party Next Door, Ludacris, Ari Lennox, Chief Keef, Keisha Cole, celebrating 20 years of The Way It Is. Boz, Young Nutty, Absol, Lou Omen, Kai Cash, and Nico Brill. Is night one or day one enough to get me out the house? Probably not. Not gonna lie to you, probably not. Lil Wayne and them was here, and I heard that the show was really good, but it just wasn't enough to get me out the house. Sunday, April 6th, we got J. Cole, Erykah Badu, Tim's, Glorilla, JID, Wale, Coco Jones, Big X The Plug, Earth Gang, Kaz, Akia, and Anisha. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Now, is Sunday, April 6th enough to get me out the house? Yeah. I'll go there for one day. I ain't mad at the Sunday lineup. Yeah. I'm not mad at that. I don't think I've seen Erykah Badu at live, so I would love to see her live. I love Tim's. Listen, I love me some Glorilla now. Now I love Glorilla now. I fool with JID and Wale. I love Coco Jones. I love Big X The Plug. So Sunday is definitely enough to get me out the house. So what you think?
Oh no, Sunday is not close. Like I'm good. I'm good on the first day, and I'm, like I like the Lil Wayne Hot Boys, Big Timers. I guess, like what I'm saying. Like
I'm cool.
If I ain't go see him in my own city, why would I go stand in a field? What shoes I got to best up to go out there?
That's a fact.
Like I need seats.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But,
listen, and I know them VIP tickets crazy. So.
Man, look, VIP package is probably going stupid. But no, that second day is enough. Like it's enough of an array. Like, it's enough from top to bottom. I'm cool. Sure. At first, they got a lot of Dreamville, and I like Boss and all them, but I ain't standing.
Yeah, they going on early too. They got the small print. They got the small print. So
this is the last one. Y'all on the first day. That's crazy. Y'all can't even go on the date with y'all boss. That's
now
crazy.
you know J. Cole gonna bring them out because he typically does. Does.
That's crazy.
But do you think this is a solid lineup for this to be the last Dreamville Fest?
I mean, for what we got going right now, yeah. What else can we do? You know what I'm saying? What else can we do?
You're right.
Because I mean, Tyler on tour right now, so you can't get him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's certain people that you just can't go get.
Which is interesting because I think so. Tyler is on tour, but I think he does do a couple festival stops along the way. Like I think he typically does Lollapalooza in Chicago.
Like Rolling Loud going on right now.
See, I didn't even know that. I don't know if he's ever performed at Rolling Loud, but Coachella. I know he's done Coachella a couple times. So, maybe the way his tour is routed, it just didn't fit in with his schedule. Who knows?
I'm pretty sure if Cole wanted him, it wouldn't have been a problem. Like, it wouldn't have been a problem.
I got you.
Ty would have pulled up.
I got you. Now, typically, there is new music that comes out from J. Cole around the time that Dreamville Fest happens. Do you think we get new J. Cole music this year?
I'm glad you pointed that out because I don't be paying attention. But yes, it needs. I'm like, I pay attention to Cole music, but it's just like, I mean, you drop Clouds, dope song.
Mm-hmm. What's next? What's next?
Is the fall off going to be here soon? That's all I'm asking.
That's all I want to know. No, I'm with you though. Like the fall off is, at least to me, still anticipated. So I'm hoping what this is April 5th and 6th. I'm thinking mid-May, maybe where something drops. I mean, I guess we'll see, but I'm definitely looking forward to something like a new project from J. Cole. I'm definitely looking forward to
this gonna be the last one. Come on, bro.
Yeah, gotta do something.
Man, what?
I wonder if I really been feeling for the last couple years that J. Cole is about to retire. I feel that in the air. And I'm wondering if that coincides with this being the last Dreamville Fest.
I would think so, because I mean, it was a lot of he alluded to that a lot on Might Delete Later.
Yeah.
So
we'll see, man. Only time will tell. And I'm looking forward to this being streamed on Amazon. So look, I'm front row on the couch. Man, it's lit, baby. It's lit, baby. So yeah, man.
Pretty much, man. Let's get up out of here on this one, man. I guess blurred segment.
Let's do it.
There was a recent TikTok that came across our For You page, and it intrigued me. So I had to send it to Johnny and see what he thought about it. So this is not necessarily an original thought, but it's definitely an original topic for us. So you want to just play it and we'll get to it after that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's do it. Pull that on up right now. You're not finna ask me to log in. That's crazy. You might have to play it on your phone. That's crazy. Stupid ass technology. There you go.
Let's see here. Hold on now. We are about to cook. Hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2.
We bike.
All right.
Mahershala Ali on the cinema screen in 6 years. Bear with me because I'm gearing up to something, but let me rephrase it. We have not seen two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali on a cinema screen in 6 years. You heard his voice at the end of Eternals, and you've seen him on your laptop on a Netflix and an Apple TV thing here or there. But let me say it again, we have not seen two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali on a cinema screen in 6 years. Do you know who we have seen for the last 6 years? Timothy Chalamet. He's done a Greta Gerwig movie, 2 Denis Villeneuve movies, a Wes Anderson movie, a Woody Allen movie. He's played Willy Wonka and Bob Dylan. No Oscars, but we've seen him in all of those, and we still haven't seen two-time Oscar winner Mahershala Ali for 6 years. Whilst we're here, let me remind everyone that Taylor Swift has 4 Album of the Year awards at the Grammys. Do you know who also has 4 Album of the Year awards at the Grammys? All Black women ever. All Black women ever have the equal amount of Album of the Year awards to Taylor Swift's 4. Lauryn Hill had to give us one of the greatest albums of all time. Beyonce had to win every R&B Grammy known to man before they allowed her even close to any other categories. And Taylor Swift has 4. She beat To Pimp a Butterfly. Whilst we're here, where the hell are these 3 boys? all of
All right, yeah, let's just get up out of there.
Man,
my boy was cooking.
Listen, he was going crazy. He was
cooking.
First of all, I mean, I'm assuming he brought it to everyone's attention, but I did not realize that Mahershala Ali has not been in a film in 6 years. What's the last one? It's not Moonlight, is it?
Moonlight was 2019.
That's
because that's an Oscar-winning film, and he won an Oscar for it. I know he think he won for the Green Book as well.
And
those are supporting actors. No,
that's crazy because typically after you win Oscar, Grammy, whatever, the phone is ringing. The phone is off the hook. Your stock rises. The price is going up. Yesterday price, not today's price, all that kind of stuff. But we haven't seen this man in a film in 6 years. Now we all know that Blade was slated to come out, the pushbacks, the rewrites, and all that.
Blade was supposed to come out in 2019.
Oh Jesus!
Or did it get announced in 2019?
I think it might have got announced.
Okay, announced.
Announced because then COVID and all that.
Okay.
I think it was originally supposed to come out. Wait, we in 25?
Mm-hmm.
It was originally supposed to come out in 23, I think. But then your pushbacks, rewrites, and all.
Time.
Come on, man.
I think the pushback went to 23, but hey, neither here nor there.
It never came out.
Yeah.
Hence continues the time that we haven't seen him in the film.
Yeah.
Like, I am baffled.
Listen, now it goes back to the conversation that Anthony Mackie had that we discussed last week about success being given.
Damn, that's a crazy callback. That's a wild callback, but it's true.
But it ties
but
in.
It's true
because you can, like, Mahershala Ali is a great actor
for sure.
Don't get me wrong, but he got 2 Oscars compared to some of our, some people that we know get down ain't got one. Jesus. But that's neither here nor there. But like he brought up Timothée Chalamet, and I've been talking about Timothée Chalamet for a long time, but he is Hollywood's nigga right now, like Hollywood's darling. I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying?
You put it in our terms.
But I was just saying, and you see, like, the run of films that he's been on. He's been in some shit.
He been in some. Yeah,
like
I seen both the Dunes. Like, them shits was fire. But
that's my point exactly.
You even mentioned like how Timothée Chalamet, however you pronounce his name, how he get to stand next to Zendaya in the film. Like,
he one of them.
That's crazy. That is insane.
He came out of nowhere and he's just one of them. And they keep making films for him.
And see, but again, it goes back to success being given. They putting him in these films.
There was no reason that we needed a Wonka film
at all.
And I don't care if it was a prequel, sequel. I don't give a fuck. But we had 3 versions of that. That's the third one. We had the one with Gene Wilder back in the day. Then you got the one with Johnny Depp.
Yep.
Now you got this one.
Yep. And Wonka was a prequel.
Low key, the one with Johnny Depp, we didn't need that one.
We didn't.
But Johnny Depp was Hollywood's guy at the time.
Jesus.
Because you got to think about the early 2000s run. Johnny Depp was.
Yeah. That's Pirates of the Caribbean time, right?
Man,
yeah.
So he cooking. So when Hollywood finds their guy, they just keep shoving them in movies. Look at The Rock. Look at
shit. At one point, Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. But I'm trying to think about white people.
Oh yeah.
Forget that. Jonathan Majors. He would have been there if he can get into with that white girl.
It's true. But remember, we had to talk off camera about Jonathan Majors and Timothy C.
Yeah.
Supposed to be slugging it out at the box office like that. I feel like Hollywood was gearing them to be like the Hollywood superstars of the 2020s, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what we were really gearing up for. But of course, we had Jonathan Majors had the whole legal situation.
Yeah.
But because of that, all we see now is Timothée Chalamet.
But for Mahershala to have 2 Oscars in a short amount of time, even though they are supporting roles, he still has them.
Yeah.
And to not be featured in nothing besides Jurassic World that comes out this summer
as a side character. I don't even think he's the main joint.
Oh no. Like, I mean, he may not die, but he ain't Scarlett Johansson, and that's with all due respect. You know what I'm saying? People pulling up for the dinosaurs and then Scarlett Johansson. Everybody else is just
that's real.
Everybody else is just
secondary.
It don't even matter. And that's Mahershala Ali.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, bro. So I don't know if it's a Marvel problem, if it's Hollywood. Like, did he do something? Like, because we get to these points where we kind of see the game being played. Like, he valiantly pointed out, the guy that did the TikTok, about Taylor Swift having 4 album of the years. You telling me Taylor Swift, with all due respect, has 4 Thrillers? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
in a row. In
you know
a
what I'm
row.
saying? Listen, bro,
In
you
a
know how
row.
crazy it is to get 4. Like, it's one thing to get 4 Grammys.
Right, but the top, the most prestigious award
of the night. She got that 4 times, and I'll tell you this: it came after her rebrand.
Oh yeah.
So
For
success was given,
sure.
indeedly given to her, because that came after the Scooter Braun stuff.
And one of them times she beat Renaissance.
She beat Renaissance. She beat To Pimp a Butterfly.
Jesus.
Like, she beat some black art with her mediocrity.
It's true. It's true. I laugh to keep from crying.
Because this is now we done turned to a Taylor Swift conversation. Now, the thing with Taylor, right? I don't have no problems with her as a person.
Yeah.
It's the industry around her that can make her unlikable.
Of course.
Because we know what white greatness looks like.
We do.
That ain't white greatness. Because if it was undeniable, you wouldn't hear no hate.
That's true.
Some things are just so undeniable you can't hate.
And if it was undeniable, it would easily cross over to the black community.
That part too. Because how many times you heard a Madonna song? Oh shit. We know about Britney Spears. Britney Spears one of them to us.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Christina Aguilera, she one of them to us.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep
Facts.
like,
Right
bro,
here.
white elite milk. Fuck is you talking about?
Almond, not even 2%. Look at that.
But okay, neither here nor there. But the idea that you can beat the game, quote unquote, right? Do everything the right way and not lose your integrity, because I think that he chooses roles very carefully.
Yeah. And
he decided to kind of curve what he's been doing as an artistic thing, because he takes those artsy films, like films where you gotta show some range now. You know, the bang bangs and the explosions and stuff can't save you.
Right.
He took those films. Now he was, low key, like, all right, let's get into this Marvel thing. Let me get a Marvel bag real quick. And Blade, he can run off a trilogy, spin-offs,
all that, Avengers,
all that, right? But that just didn't pan out. And now that film is arguably in film hell. I don't know if it's ever coming out. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then how can you build the excitement up back up for that? Honestly. Because we knew what the film has gone through. It's in film purgatory. You at this point you can shelf the shit. But the thing is, I want to see Blade.
Right. Like you have that. Disney and Marvel will have to have a hell of a marketing campaign to get the excitement back. Like,
listen, the fanfare that you think Captain America: Brave New World should have had, we'd have been there for Blade if they did it the first time.
Yeah, it's true. But here we are.
Yes, here we are. So I don't know, bro. Like Mahershala being like just in film purgatory when he has all these accolades in a short amount of time, even though I think he's still a great actor. There's nothing about the Oscars or in that short amount of time that I don't think I'm trying to diminish his talent. But the fact that that he can lead a film and he's not being utilized.
Yep.
That's why when you go back to the Anthony Mackie stuff, it's kind of like they make you start hating on each other, because it's like, well, damn, y'all did right by him, or it's like.
Or I wonder if Mahershala Ali garnered too much success too fast. And what I mean by that is the two Grammys, the two Oscars, and like just the types of films that he was in and did so well in. Like, could that be a symptom of what's going on too?
Well, okay, this is the thing, right? He has the artistic success because he has the accolades to back it up. But Timothée Chalamet got numbers. So let's argue what success looks like. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's true.
Because Timothée Chalamet might get to a point where he feels like, well, damn, I'm Bob Dylan, I can't get an award.
Yeah, and I mean, again, as good of an actor as Timothée Chalamet is, I could see him having a very long career and not winning an Oscar. Like, I could see that.
Well, hell, it happened to Leo.
See, that's
Leonardo didn't win one. He was like our age now. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like damn near 40 when he was like, all right, you can get one now, bro.
That's what they did.
And Leo been cooking. We've been watching Leo cook for years.
Hey man, that's the same thing they did to Nas. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, hey, it happens, man. But clearly, we have reached the end of our docket. Johnny, brother, what you got for him?
Listen, if you're on YouTube, we appreciate you for rocking with us this long.
Yes, sir.
Hit that comment section. Let us know about any of the topics that we discussed today.
Yes, sir.
Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. And we will catch y'all next week. Now,
you are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.